Aion is a beautiful Korean high fantasy MMORPG that was released all the way back in 2008 by NCSoft and uses the CryEngine to create its beautiful world. At the time of its initial release, it was pay to play and was reviewed most favorably by critics. In 2012, the game became free to play, but has managed to keep a fan base of loyal followers who love its beautiful visuals and music. Aion features a tab targeting combat system with skill combos, but the real fun begins when your character levels high enough to earn its wings. Flight becomes available, and PvP in the air is something that has to be experienced to be totally appreciated. The game consists of PvE, PvP, professions, player housing, pet collecting, dungeons, world bosses, and in the endgame, castle sieges. In today's review, we will take a look at this game to see how it's held up over time, and if it's even worth playing now. So, let's get started. Alright, recommended server is Catalam. So there's two races in the game, the Asmodeans who are dark, the Elos who are white. We are playing the finer race. Alright, so warrior, scout, mage, priest, technus, and muse. Interesting. Even though I'm at the 3440 by 1440 resolution, the character models is capturing their body up to their neck. Their heads are off the screen.
Oh, wow.
So yeah, I'm selecting the classes now. The male and female of every class, so nothing is gender locked. I'm gonna go with a mage female. Oh, that's one ugly woman. Two ugly women. And just one that's totally disformed.
It kicked me back to desktop, so I'm getting back in now.
Okay.
An endless war rages here in the Abyss. And this has been your war too. In front of you. No, watch.
Alright, I aborted the damn movie. I ain't sitting watching the whole thing. There obviously is a story with huge cutscenes, but we'll get on with the review. Hey guys, I'm EXTERMICIDE, and I'm here with my gaming partner Aion.
How you guys doing?
And today we are playing Aion, released in 2008 by NCSoft. So we log in, there's actually people here, they're dueling, and there's a population. Look at this monstrosity, look at this guy's freaking arms.
I do like the graphics in this game despite the age of it.
This guy got an afro.
That's pretty funny. He's got long legs, tiny thighs, and a big old afro.
Alright, before we talk to this woman here, where's our store? How do you... Is that the Luna shop down there at the bottom?
I believe it's the house is blinking, the black market, Black Cloud Marketplace, maybe?
Clothing, some bundles. XP extractor.
Yeah, boost of EXP, title cards, enchantments.
You can buy weapon skins, costumes, dyes, emotes, accessories, wings, hairstyles. There we go. There's a category for boost. So apparently you can buy the different types of gems that you actually spend in game to buy certain things. You can buy a variety of pets. You can buy furniture and knickknacks for your housing, I guess. So I'm assuming there's housing in the game?
I wonder if that reduces your cost of living there, maybe. If there's like specific houses that you can get.
And you can buy mounts. I don't know if that's an unfair advantage or not.
Does it say if it has any like speed buffs or jumping ability or climbing,
No.
perhaps, maybe?
But you know, I don't know. I don't know what it takes to obtain a mount in this game either. If it's as simple as just pulling out your credit card and having a mount before someone who had to grind it out for days, that's
Yeah.
1,600 coins to transfer to another server, and there's only one other server. All right, exiting out of the store. So off the top, I didn't see anything that stood out as pay to win. So.
Yeah, I think more or less, to me, I think it's more like a pay for convenience type thing.
Grabbing the first quest.
What took you so long? Icario's village is not what it used to be. If you don't hurry, you'll get a scolding from Pernos. Better hustle.
I am but a faithful servant.
All right, Pernos. God, it sucks that you gotta close these freaking windows and then re-talk to the guy.
I am but a faithful servant.
The first book is the Age of Dawn, and the second is the Day of the Storm. Knowledge is the mind's blade. I suggest you sharpen.
The world
And a cutscene.
was created by the god Aion. Come them.
Well, I had it too loud
Aion imbued certain
earlier, and I
humans with
turned it
ether
down. I
to
think a
hold
little too
imperial
much,
laws
but
to rule the human race,
there's a story.
and a host of immortal
You may not hear what the story is, but we don't want to spoil the story for you either, so
was no easy
there
task
is a story.
for these great war.
I am but a faithful servant.
All right. Done with him. The next guy's right here.
Prove your skills. Prove your skills. This world was once a paradise before the cataclysm.
I hate how, and I've already said it, but I mean, you'll be doing a quest and you have the little reward thing comes up and you have to close those windows and re-talk to the same guy. It just kind of seems cumbersome.
I do like the voiceover. That does make it a little bit nice to hear that instead of having to read all the time.
A force in need. Speak to Molumpus.
Love the graphics in this. Beautiful. I love the greens.
I'm telling you, for a game in 2008, this was a beautiful game when it came out.
Yeah, I can definitely see that.
Was there something you needed?
The captain should be the one apologizing. Your friend went to the Daminu forest. You should catch up with him.
Defeat Smallhorn Karub.
So instead of hitting J, which I would normally do normally, but if you actually look in the upper right, the orange mission or the yellow mission, there's 3 options. The one in the middle shows an arrow pointing to the right. If you click on that, that brings up that very specific journal. And at that point, you can hit locate and then look on the map where you have to go and everything. So
Nice catch. Have you taken notice that, like, just from running to the town to hear how, what's the word I'm looking for? Very slight. The music changes, but it's so freaking, it's so low key that you don't realize it's changing to a different mood or a different feeling.
right, kind of sets the mood each time you go to a different location.
I'm worried about Pernos.
And the music's actually really nice. I've actually seen more modern day MMOs that don't have music this good.
Right? Yeah, exactly.
Once you meet Forest Protector Noah, you'll see why the Elam are asking for help.
There he is.
Our kind is in trouble. I need Domino's flute to reach them.
Alrighty.
So, retrieve the pipe of Elam from Stretcher Root Elder.
You're well, I hope.
Tree is so damn big you don't see the yellow star above his head.
Right. Okay, got that one.
Speak with Great Branch Elder. And the detail on these pigs, man. I mean, graphics are really, they've held up really good. I gotta say that. Oh, we ran right past them.
Our kind is in trouble.
Alright, retrieve aromatic pipe of Ilium stolen by Grey Warg and speak with Thick Leaf Elder.
Vingahira.
I got it. Do you got it?
I do have one. Yep.
Talk to Thick Leaf Elder.
Vingahira.
Oh, we've gotten to a point where we now aggro the wolves.
Vingahira.
Our kind is in trouble.
Use the Monty's flute in the quest cube.
You're well, I hope.
Aggro and everything. You can't see it, but in my lap here, I got a little head poking up. Kitty is sitting here watching the freaking game.
Try to take the kobold's axe and bundle in the Kabara Strip mine.
Wow. That music.
Yeah, it picks up the pace a little bit.
Vingahira.
By the time that I click it, you've already got him dead. It's like...
I have a quick attack and then I have that firebolt, but it takes a few seconds to charge up, but it's my more powerful attack.
Vingahira. Vingahira. Your target does not exist. Vingahira.
I have 3 axes. I have 1 bundle, so I'm done.
Just got my last axe. Alright. I thought we had to go back, but no, we pushed forward.
I got some, I got a train coming here.
You better run.
This is it. Check the kobold's cauldron.
I love how she keeps giving us things to do, but she keeps getting to the next objective before we do.
Right?
Be careful.
She could have just done the
It's
shit
like
herself.
she knows what's going on.
And then she says, be careful.
Such a sadistical woman.
Investigating the trace.
You don't see a second one anywhere, do you, by chance, do you?
Yep. But I gotta kill these guys.
Vingahira. Vingahira. That's an invalid target.
Speak with Eno inside the cave. Third odium trace. Enter Harmel through Harmel's secret entrance.
Yeah, I believe it's up the ramp to the right up there.
Your guy does have some kind of offensive abilities, right?
Yeah, but by the time I get winding up to hit something, you already got it dead. Hell, you got 3 of them dead by the time I get 10-1, so kind of defeats the purpose at the moment.
Gotta choose better classes, man.
Right? Oh, I always play the healer class, though. Gotta protect you.
So it looks like we got a drop party here.
What do you think is happening here?
This place is something, Nurk Nurk.
Ooh, instant dungeon cutscene.
Kobold's mine for odium here at this spot.
I want to say that this is probably my favorite.
And at the Odella nursery,
I love emeralds.
Mumu Ham and his
color,
men
so
process
this is
Odella
awesome
gathered
here.
by scurvs, Nurk. The processed odium in Odella is then put in a box in Haramel Tower and transported somewhere via pulley. Gestenurk is the only one who knows where, Nurk Nurk.
Nurk Nurk.
My brother Mufinurk? He knows where Gestenurk is. Find Gestenurk if you want to draw back Haramel's dark curtain.
Alright. So we gotta get the fine odium and the raw odium. So there's fine. Oh, I gotta destroy 3 of those cards.
Alright, so I got all the bear and the raw now. I'm just working on the cards now.
Alright, get our raw odium.
Vingahira. Vingahira.
Yeah, so
There's
I got
the process.
I got 2 out of 3. Looking for that looking for that last third one right now.
have no Odella for the Deva.
An incorrect target is selected.
The stun in the game is actually kind of funny. Like, rare, rare. Okay, so now I gotta collect Odell in the old nursery area.
Yep, that's where I'm at too. Oh wow, there was so much green that it kind of blended in, and I didn't realize it was a open area that I could run into. Alright, I got my Odella.
Where'd you come from?
Hammerin is cruel, Deva. And Hammerin and free sugar.
Where'd you come from?
Eliminate boss man Nititi and defeat Hammerin the Bleeder. Oh, Roy, how the hell did you get here too?
Vingahira. You have no target. Vingahira.
Man, I could have swore that we had to kill him. He's back in the beginning, but.
Vingahira. Your target does not exist. Vingahira. That's the wrong target. Vingahira. You have no target. An incorrect target is selected. Vingahira.
Intruder! Protect Master Hammerin!
Hammerin the Bleeder!
I won't hand over my precious treasures so easily.
Vingahira. Vingahira. Vingahira.
No, I will not let this be my end. You will pay for this. You've not seen the last of me.
Alright, teleporting out of the dungeon. Yeah, it put us all the way back to the town where we started at. Alright, let's talk to cases.
I need fruit of the forest, Lord Deva. Play Domino's flute and bring me some.
You're well, I hope.
He dropped a hollowed apple.
It's just decor, that's all. You're just thinking ahead.
Prove your skills. I don't know what kind of trials await you, but if you...
Jeez, all this teleporting around.
Yeah, I know, right?
Arialuma, friend.
Whee!
Can't attack that now.
Bam!
My current right now.
Just defeated the baddie and got a cutscene. And he knocked me off the cliff.
Now jumping over the void and climbing out right now.
You have proven your skills. Reborn Deva, which path will you choose?
Oh shit, don't make the same mistake I did. So, after you go through all the animations and everything, you're gonna talk to Casus again. Actually read what he says that time, because you have to, that's where you make a choice on what class you want to be. I just clicked through everything, so I'm actually not sure what I am now.
Oh, okay.
Alrighty, let's score this thing. I'm going to start off with graphics. Graphics were absolutely beautiful, as most Korean MMOs are. The graphics are exactly what I remember them from when this game released back in 2008. And I'll tell you this, being how long ago that the graphic, that this game was actually released, I think the graphics have held up extremely well. I don't know what it is about Korean MMOs. I think it has something to do with the color schemes that they choose and everything. Just cause those types of MMOs to kind of stand the test of time. With graphics, I went and gave them a 9.
I completely agree with that. I think 9 also is a great, is a fair number, because, like you said, considering how the age of the game is, the graphics are absolutely amazing. So I agree with that. Give it a 9.
Next, we go with sound and music. Starting off with the sound effects, the mobs each had their own little unique sounds. Some of the death sounds were kind of comical. Some of the NPCs had their own little banter, and you had like these little chipmunk or rat type creatures that had these little little sound effects and everything that I found comical. So sound effects I thought were done very well. But what really freaking impressed me is the music in the game. I can play, I've stated it while we were freaking actually playing the game. I've played modern day MMOs where the music was not that good. changing from scene to scene, and ever so slightly that you don't even realize the music is changing. I've had MMOs where all of a sudden you go into that next scene and it's just a dramatic freaking switch over in music, but in this game it was almost seamless. So sound and music is, again, I'm giving them a 9.
I think that the music was absolutely amazing. I love the creativity and then the diversity of different music types or different choices. And the sound effects, everything was very impressive, so I'm going to give it a 9.
Next we have story. There was definitely a story with this game. One thing about doing a review like this is we have to kind of rush through the story, so we don't really get the chance or the opportunity to sit there and allow ourselves to read every little piece of dialogue and to become as totally immersed in the game as we should. But you could tell from the direction that the quest givers were sending us and the dialogue that they were giving us that there was an interconnected story happening here that just continued from quest giver to quest giver, from location to location. So if you are into having a story-driven MMO, there is one to be found here. I am going to go ahead and give story an 8.
I don't think that, as you said, I don't think we gave it a fair chance to really absorb all the whole storyline. I'm pretty sure that there's a lot more to it, but as for what I have seen so far, I'm just going to give mine. I'm going to give it a 7.
All right, that brings us to combat. The combat was fluid. It did its job. It wasn't overly complicated. It wasn't hard to know what skills did what. There was a good little mouse over system that actually explained what each skill was, and updating the skills were done in your typical MMO fashion of just opening up your skill book and dragging your new skills over to the bars. But the actual combat just felt tight. The actual fights did not feel like they lasted longer than they should have. Everything just felt like it was right where it should be. Combat, I'm gonna go ahead and give it a score of an 8.
I think for me, for combat, is it was nothing that I ever felt that was impressive. I mean, it's nothing innovative to me. It was just, for me, it was just simple, just tab targeting. So it's kind of boring. There really was no challenge to that. So I'm actually going to give it a 5 just because it's just in the middle.
Brings us to gameplay. Gameplay itself was seamless. It was not, I can see how it can get confusing if you don't actually spend the time to read the quests that are in your log and utilize your mini-map to figure out where you're supposed to go. If you're trying to do it in a hurry, yeah, you're probably going to find that you're going to get lost. What I didn't like, and is the epitome of Korean MMOs, is you hit a wall where there's nothing you can do but grind. And part of me wants to say that that's unfortunate, but that's just the way Korean MMOs go. Korean MMOs always look beautiful, but they have that caveat of having that grind. And although we may not like that grind, Koreans love it. They love that freaking grind for whatever reason. So for gameplay, I'm gonna go with a 7.
I also am going to go with the 7. To me, I think that the game was fairly smooth, though I feel that my system was a little bit lagging because it got really choppy and I lost a lot of frame rates in the city. Other than that, I think that everything else felt pretty good. I didn't feel like I wasn't getting irritated by the grind. It was just a nice casual. It was just nice and casual, so I really appreciated it. I wasn't feeling frustrated or anything, so I'm just going to give it a 7.
That brings us to character creation. And for a 2008 game, there wasn't tons of options, but there were enough. There were enough to sit there and actually choose your face and choose your body size and everything. It wasn't by any means modern, like, with sliders and, to change everything. It was simplistic, but there were enough options there to give your character somewhat of a unique look. Character creation, I'm going to land on a 6.
Character customization for me, I am going to go actually with a 7. I think despite the fact that we had a little bit limited options to really go with, but I really loved how they looked just by normal presets and just random ones. They look really cool. So I really appreciated that even though it was limited, I could see myself really enjoy watching my character and everything. So I'm going to give that a 7.
That brings us to population. Again, going back to the fact that this game is years old, released back in 2008. I'm going to assume that a lot of the players are in the end game part of it. There's a lot of PvP at the end game of this particular game. But for it being a free-to-play game and going into it now and seeing as many new players running around doing exactly what we were doing was refreshing. It means that the game is not dead, or people are re-rolling alts and people are actually playing the game. And that's a testament to a game that can stand from 2008 to now with people wanting to re-roll alts or inviting new people to come in and start leveling and playing the game. Hell, we even received a freaking a group invite in the game, which doesn't happen a lot in the free-to-play games these days, you know, especially with a game that's this old. The chances are is everybody's leveled up and moved on, and rarely do you see someone at the lower levels. But we were seeing a nice little freaking population, and that population was also participating with one another in the chat system, which was even more impressive. So population, I'm going with an 8.
I agree with population. I went with an 8 as well. I felt that you did feel like there was still some life in the game, and despite that it wasn't like huge crowded, but it's still, even with the limited amount of people in there, every location we went to, it really felt like there was something, someone had plans or someone was doing something in there. And so I didn't get that feeling that it was dead. So I'm going to give it an 8.
Outstanding. Next, that brings us to UI and menus. The UI itself is what we are pretty used to in most modern day MMOs. UI is something that really hasn't changed all that much, and you know, especially looking at a game this old and noticing, you know, hey, this is the way the UI is. The menus in the game were very neatly and precisely freaking listed. They were really easy to navigate. If I'm looking for a particular option, I wanted to turn down the sound of just the character, the quest givers, or if I just wanted to turn down the sound for just the cutscenes, it was easy to find those options. Never did I feel like I got lost within their menu system. So I'm giving UI and menus an 8.
For me, it's all about simplistic. I gave it a 9 because even though as dated as it was, I had no problem whatsoever finding what I needed to find. And so therefore I really respected that. So I'm going to give it a 9. Really appreciated it.
All right, that brings us to chat spam. Was there chat spam in the game? Yes, I saw a little bit. Was there a lot? No, like I said, I saw a little bit. I've definitely seen it a lot worse in other games. In fact, I've seen it a lot worse in AAA titles, let alone a free-to-play game like this one. So there was a little bit there, but it was nothing that got annoying. You know, you didn't want to click over and say, how the hell do I mute this guy because this chat spam is bothering me. It happened once and then maybe happened again freaking 15 minutes later or something like that. Nothing overly annoying. Chat spam, especially for a game that's this old and everything, I'm gonna go ahead and give it a 7.
I didn't have any problems whatsoever with that chat. I didn't feel like it was gold spamming. I actually felt that the conversations were actually relevant and people were engaging and having fun, and so I didn't see any like gold mining and things like that and everything. So I'm actually going to give it a 9 because I didn't have any problems with it. Really did.
And that brings us to cash shop and pay to win. At the very start of the game, we checked out the cash shop and we looked through it for anything possibly a pay to win. There was a little thing that you could buy to give you XP boost, and that can be considered questionable as whether or not that's considered pay to win. But other than that, what I usually look for is like certain items, weapons, or something that actually affect gear that you're wearing and gives you an unfair advantage. And to that extent, I did not see anything that I considered pay to win. Like I said, the only thing that was questionable to me is, you know, buying something, you know, the XP boost. For a game this old, and I don't know how much it's grown over the years, how big and massive the game may be right now, it may just be in the cash shop to help new players to level up quicker and get to that end game experience where their buddies are. So, you know, I kind of took that in consideration, going ahead and scoring it. So I'm going to go ahead and give it a 7.
I feel that there are maybe some potential pay to win just because of, you know, the EXP, that type of thing. But a lot of it, I think, is more of a pay for convenience. I think like with the different mounts, and I'm sure there's probably different run speeds and things like that and everything. So for me, I'm just going to give it an 8.
All right. And adding up my scores brought me to 77.
My score, I came up with 78.
Adding those scores together brings us to 155. And dividing that by 2, since there's 2 of us playing, gives us a final score of 77.5. Which gives us a final grade of with a grade of B. This game is considered good and is really worth your time to check out. It falls a little short in some areas, but overall it really is a solid and good game with more good things happening within than bad. We definitely feel this game is worth your time and hard drive space, so make sure you give it a look. Anyways, that's it for our ×2 review for this game. We hope you enjoyed it and found it informative, and we will catch you again on the next ×2 review.